Morning. This thing's still on TV?
We're still going.
Is it like only pay-per-view or something?
Yeah,
like
it's like an on-demand.
hotels. You know, no one orders it up unless they think there's a level of porno on the show. So no one. Ooh, Chris Rock's on. I'm gonna pay-per-view that one.
Unless we start a rumor that you got naked.
Yeah, unless That's the only time. That's the only time I ever fucking press Howard. Pay-per-view. I don't know. Cat Williams is on. Nah, Jennifer Jameson. I don't know. I'll press that one.
You listen to Howard 100 News?
If it's got nothing to do with porn, who listens to Howard 100 News? Hey, motherfucker. What's up?
Good to see you.
Hey, one of the rare times I'm here and Artie's here.
That's the old Artie, man. I'm healthy now.
Wow. Fucking, I got an Artie day. 4 days a week now. You're one day from being Carson.
I know that Chris Rock is my favorite comedian, and I have a way of proving that. Up there he is. There's Chris Rock.
Ah, he's still Chris Rock.
He's still Chris Rock. He looks like Chris Rock. He hasn't gained weight.
Oh,
he
he's
doesn't.
actually thinner, I think.
You think he's thinner than Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Tried on a bunch of clothes, sir.
How you doing?
He's doing the
How's it
layering
going?
thing.
What's
to-
again?
All right.
to
I
keep
got an Artie show.
An Artie
You
show.
know, everybody doesn't get an Artie show.
That's
I
true,
think like the
Artie
last
is
4
here.
times I've come, Artie's been on leave.
That's
He had
right.
the flu.
Artie was sick every time you came
Every
in.
time I
That's right.
came,
He
Artie's
had the
like,
flu.
Chris,
He had
you'll
the
be
flu.
happy to know that Artie is all better. He is an outpatient
yeah, I can
rehab.
tell just by looking at him.
He's the picture. now.
He's working on his health.
Yeah,
He
man.
loves his sobriety.
I love my sobriety.
God.
Me and Tracy Morgan love our sobriety.
You never did heroin or got into the hard drugs, did you?
You know, I would dabble with things.
Right.
You know,
Did you ever
just to
dabble
make
with-
a model happy.
The big H or something?
Did you ever dabble in?
You ever see like when Marion Barry was doing the crack?
Yeah.
It was really just to get the pussy.
Right. It wasn't really about the crack.
It was like, can I get some pussy? Well, just do it. Oh, okay, whatever. And then I can get some pussy, right?
Is that what you were about? In other words, there was a time when you were with hot models and things like that before you went.
Like that, and you know, all the
Yeah.
models do heroin.
They do.
Oh, and so you would do it with them.
So why
They
did?
snort heroin though. They don't. They don't.
Right. Well, that's
I
what
never
Artie does.
shot up.
Artie's
You know.
like a model.
But is that what? Why didn't you get addicted, horribly addicted, like Artie did?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
You mean you were able to do the heroin once?
I like to work.
Right.
That's, you know what, really at the end of the day, I really like to work and I
You
like
still
to be
enjoy-
kind of good.
You still enjoy doing stand-up comedy?
I love doing stand-up
You
comedy.
do?
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you why you're my favorite comedian.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you why, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to
There's
tell
a
you the truth.
reason.
There's a-
Before I get lambasted,
There's a reason I know
Thank
you're
you,
my
sir.
favorite comedian. Because when I saw the ad in a magazine that you were having an HBO special, a new one coming up, I took out my calendar and I wrote it down to TiVo it. Now, I haven't done that with any comedian since,
In a long time?
gee, I can't even think, you know, like Eddie Murphy or Sam Kinison or something like that.
Dan Cook.
Dane
Right.
Cook, yeah.
You know, so you're
Funny
still
guy.
appointment television to me. In other words, this is a big deal. But isn't it difficult? You just finally put together an hour or two to go out on the road with, and now you're going to put it out on HBO, and then you got to come up with a whole new hour or two.
Yeah, but I got things to do.
You have things to say. You have information you want
Yeah,
to get out.
I'm not going to do another hour next year. It'll be, you know,
You'll
a
wait
couple
a
of
while.
years, and I'll compile it.
So you go out, you make a bunch of money with this act, and then at the end, the big orgasm is putting it on HBO, and then they give you a bunch of dough.
Exactly.
Is HBO infamously cheap, and are they cheap with you?
No.
They pay you a lot of money
They
for these
overpay.
specials. They overpay.
They overpay.
They could have gotten you cheaper, you say.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? I would have
Is it
probably
millions
went
of
to
dollars to-
Showtime or whatever. But,
If I'm HBO and I sell, you know, and if I buy a Chris Rock, you know, special,
right.
it's millions of dollars, right?
It's good. It's good pay.
It's millions of dollars.
Me and, you know, who's fighting Saturday?
I don't know.
It's
Sugar
boxing
Shane
money.
Mosley.
It's boxing money.
It's boxing
It's
money.
a big deal, all right.
It's-
Because I
it's-
always heard that that it's very, very cheap. That they don't give the.
It's
comedians.
weird. It's like once you cross, it's like radio's really cheap.
Right.
Unless you're Howard Stern.
It's a whole different story,
There's a
right?
whole another ball game.
What I read in the National Enquirer recently.
You do pretty good too, Robin. I saw your I saw your boat in Jet magazine.
Jet.
Was that right?
I saw it on
How
a
many
boat,
women in Jet magazine have a boat? Robin was the only one, right? Do you think it's
Sailing the
odd?
Riviera with a white man.
Do you think it's odd that Robin has a yacht when she can't even swim? Don't you think she should stay off the
That
water?
means you made it.
That is real ghetto, Robin.
Yeah. Do you know how to
That means
swim,
you
Chris?
made it.
No, I cannot swim.
You
I
cannot
got a pool.
swim? Is that true?
I got
Hey, look
kids
at
that
him.
can
He's
swim.
got a pool.
I'm in there with my life vest on.
Do you think?
It is pathetic.
Do you think, in a way, that was when we consider your mother and her mothering abilities? Isn't she, in a way, child abuse? Like, not to teach you how to swim is a terrible
Howard, I'm
thing.
in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
All
Yeah,
right,
but
but
you
there are
gonna swim?
places.
Yeah, let's just go around the
You
corner.
could have gotten lessons or gone to a summer camp or something like that.
Howard, where'd you grow up?
Did his mother know he was going to have a
you grow up?
pool?
I grew up in Roosevelt.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there were
yeah.
no
They have
pools there.
horses in Roosevelt, just walking down the street.
Oh, there's no horses.
Yes, they do.
No, Roosevelt was a very bad neighborhood, but the fact is that my mother sent me off to a camp. It was a
Yeah,
welfare camp,
we
but I
didn't
learned
go
how
to camp.
You know, it was a shitty camp, but I went and I learned how to swim.
And my camp was the stoop, Howard.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Your
Are you
brother,
getting married this week or
I
next
am
week?
getting married soon. I would have invited you, but you want to know
you
something?
wouldn't have.
Yes, I would have. You don't socialize with me,
I
and that's because your wife doesn't like me, and everyone knows it.
Everybody does know that. Yes.
Your wife doesn't like me.
I think we don't socialize because we really respect each other and we don't want it to, you know,
I would like to
mess
social.
up.
I like you a lot.
Every time I talk to you on the phone, you know, we talk for a long time and, you know, we have things in common.
But if I had invited you to my, we do. If I had invited you to my wedding, which you
I
were
would have
again-
came.
You would have.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
your wife
yeah.
wouldn't.
Oh,
She
would've
likes
come to the
weddings. I don't
wedding.
know.
Sure.
I
She
mean-
might have come. I don't know.
When you get remarried, we'll socialize. That's what I'm hoping
Would you
for.
please find somebody who likes it?
Oh,
Yeah, where we
I
can
want to
really
get
hang
married
out.
again if it cured AIDS.
You want to know something? You say that, but you're a lot like me. I think that you're just not happy in this marriage,
I'm
maybe.
fine in my marriage.
Everything's
I'm
going good?
I'm very happy.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Because, you know, when you hear your stand-up act, I get fooled because you sometimes talk about
I'm
how
happy.
miserable you are in your marriage.
You're getting married again?
Again,
Do you
yeah.
know what happened the last time you got married?
I do know, but I think this time
You
I can
realize
get-
you were on like a regular radio station last time and
Yeah.
people could hear you?
I
Now
know
I'm
what you're
like,
saying.
oh shit, there's a cloud. I can't hear Howard.
But you've met Beth. I've been with her 8 years. I've been with Beth 8 years, and they've been great years.
They're
Everything's
fine.
good, and everything's going well.
Howard, if just the fact that she wants to get married means she's not the girl for you.
Really, she didn't want to get married.
The girl you want just wants to fuck forever. The perfect girl for you?
Are you not getting laid? Is that what you're here to tell us?
Of course not.
When's the last time you got laid? You know, your brother was in here recently. I don't know if you heard that
Were you
interview.
nice to him?
I think I was. Yeah, I thought we had a good time.
Relatively.
But he even said he's uncomfortable sometimes going to your house because he thinks your wife doesn't like him.
my wife likes him.
She does?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks that there's a problem. And he said the best advice you ever gave him, your brother Tony, you said to him, listen, don't get married. Whatever you do, don't get married. And he listened.
did that?
You did. You told him that.
I
And
probably
he-
told him don't get married till you're absolutely ready.
maybe you said that. I
Yeah,
don't
look,
know.
I'm sure there was something that. But you're getting married.
Yeah, I am getting married.
Well, Howard, you told the same
Well,
thing to
maybe
me.
he's
When I had a
absolutely
serious
ready.
when I had a serious girlfriend, Howard says to me, "Don't get married." When I had Dana, and then I broke up with Dana on that advice, and now you're fucking getting married.
I know. You know what? You want to know something, though? What Chris is experiencing, I can't say what Chris is
Howard's getting
experiencing,
married again. He got divorced.
But you would do the
Had
same
to
say
thing.
you only
reinvent his
do it
whole
once.
career. So when you get divorced from, what are you gonna do? Do radio underwater?
I don't want to. I don't want
We
to
have
get.
radio underwater.
I don't want to get divorced from Beth.
Michael Phelps and 5 other guys.
I'm hoping it
And I'm
works
sure
out.
you'll get a big deal.
I'm hoping it works out.
Don't get me wrong. I don't. You know, if
I
you go
read-
broke, that means broke's in style.
I read in the Inquirer that you recently went
In the Inquirer,
You went to the grave of Bruce Lee and left flowers.
Me?
You, that you're such a Bruce Lee fan. It says in the
No.
tabloids that you left flowers on the grave of Bruce Lee.
no, that must have been like Chris Tucker. Or
No, it
somebody.
was you. Where did they get that from?
Wow, that's a good one.
Isn't that something? You didn't read
I
that.
like the out and out lies.
All right. What are you doing mostly these days? Are you staying home
I've
in
been on
Jersey?
tour for like a year, Howard. I did a world tour. I was all
So
over
you were barely
Europe.
home.
Huh?
You were barely home. Is
I
what
was
you're saying.
barely home the last year.
You're a true married comic. You really are. I mean, that must have been great. So you were happy on the road. You liked the road.
You know, it was rough.
I bet you if you were
Being
single,
away from the kids.
I
And
bet
all
if you,
that,
yeah,
wife.
I bet if you were single, you would hate being on the road. But I think being married, you like being on the road.
Nah, you know, I mean, it's a big tour. Especially when I leave the country, it's huge.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, you're kind of sequestered. You can't go anywhere. And, you know, all that stuff.
Who are you hanging out with still? Is it still Jerry Seinfeld? Is that your close friend?
I hang out with my kids mostly.
Mostly the kids.
Mostly the kids. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't-
Listen, I would hang out with you. You know, you're a funny guy to figure out. But you never know with your situation.
What do you mean my situation?
Like, I would invite you to do some stuff, but then, you know, if your wife came along, I know it would be a drag. She would just hate me. She despises me. And I don't know why. I never did anything to her.
You did nothing. I try to tell her all the time, honey, he's on for hours.
Yeah.
If I was on for hours every day, the shit that would come out of my mouth,
You would offend everyone.
I would offend everybody.
Now, what about the rumor that in the movie...
What rumor now?
By the way, are you working on it? Chris looking around.
Yeah, they don't have any help for
What
you over
rumor?
there.
I've been cool for.
Have you been behaving? I heard...
It's been so nice.
I heard on your last
I'm like
film...
born again Christian now.
I heard in your last film,
What did you hear?
I Think I Love My Wife,
Right.
that you fell in love with your co-star.
Oh,
and that's very
no.
possible that can
Oh
happen.
no! I mean, she's a beautiful girl.
Beautiful woman.
She's a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Which one? He had two.
No. it was-
Tracy Morgan.
No, Kerry Washington. That you really were taken
You're not
with
the
her.
broad who played his wife.
Isn't it true when you do a movie with a beautiful woman, it is very hard to separate out those feelings and emotionally, right? You could fall into that easily. You're susceptible and vulnerable.
I'm married. My wife comes to the set.
Right. You make sure that she's there. She's a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
woman.
You know, you kind of include them
I see.
in on what you're doing. But
So
no,
that-
Carrie's beautiful, beautiful
But
girl.
nothing, no feelings toward her.
No, I mean, you know, friends and you know.
I know you wouldn't act on it, but I'm
No.
saying you might have gotten caught up in the whole thing.
Fine, she's gorgeous, funny, blah blah blah.
When I did my movie, I was way attracted to my co-star, but you know, listen, what was I going to do?
You're a better actor than me.
Yeah, not really. So you are happy now, is what you're here to tell us.
I'm good, man.
And are you
Well,
excited
why
about?
wouldn't you recommend marriage?
Huh?
You think I'm making
you're
a mistake?
So happy.
Do you really
don't
think
know.
I'm-
You
Why
didn't
would
see
you
him
not
after he.
recommend marriage?
Do you forget how happy he was a month after his divorce or two? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, but I'm happy now.
Do you remember?
Were
It
you-
was a level of happiness that only a few of us have ever seen in our lives.
Are you going to advise your children not to get married?
I want to get married, have kids, you know, have fun, whatever.
Right, right.
You know.
Whatever. You're so anti-marriage.
I'm
Doesn't
just.
your-
I just remember how happy you were.
Doesn't your wife get hurt by this? Doesn't your
Your
wife?
work got better. The show was better.
Everything was better.
Everything was better. You're out. You're socializing.
I
You're
was-
eating with people. Hey, hey! A round of drinks for table 8.
That's true.
It was great.
It was great.
It was like he won the World Series. He's handing out cigars. It's
I
like-
know you're right. I hate you.
Do you remember how
I really
happy you were?
I don't want to hang. You know, that's why I wouldn't have you at my
said to
wedding.
him,
I would not
Why
have.
are you having Chris on now? He
Yeah.
scared
He
you.
was. No one's been that
You
happy.
were the only one who shook him after he announced his engagement.
I would
He
never-
was talking to himself after you left.
By the way,
last
this
time.
would be Chris's wedding toast. He would get up and say this. Can I say something
And
to
by the
you?
way, Beth is a lovely girl.
Right.
Absolutely.
She is.
A lovely girl, and every now and then I kind of see, because I literally keep an office kind of like a
Near
block
me,
from your
yeah,
house,
yeah.
right? And I see her walking around. Sometimes I keep an eye on her.
Right.
Just to see if she gives guys that look like, hey, I'm with this old guy.
Thanks.
You know that I'm with this old guy look?
How old are you now? How old are you now, wise guy?
I'm 42.
That's right. I bet you're 48.
You know what I'm talking, Artie. You know what I'm talking about. You're on the road. Some girl gives you that. I'm with an old guy.
Boy, you're killing me
I'm
today.
not really with him. If
Well,
you make a move,
is she giving
she
that?
does not give that look to anybody.
If you make a move, yeah.
I see her coming out of the Reebok sometimes.
Right.
She appears to really be into you.
So there you go.
know.
You can't ask for anything better than
Yeah,
that.
but you got to look out for that. I'm with an old guy look.
I know. That look does come about. Well, that's why you're such a good comedian. You're a real vicious prick. Put those headphones back on.
A lot of those chicks do come to comedy clubs, and like if they like the comedian or something, they will give you that
They
look.
give you
You know what look I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
I'm not really with him. I know you see him there, but trust me.
I know
the
you're
road,
at the
do you
Marriott.
get that? Do you get that look on the road? I mean,
no,
women,
okay.
listen, you're
You must
very
get it more than
famous.
anybody else.
You're very wealthy. I would imagine that you're getting
doing
that
all right,
road.
man.
Yeah, women are coming on to you on the road.
You know what? You know what I've done? I take myself out of the situation.
Right.
I'm like, I'm telling you, I get off stage, I go to my hotel, I fucking lock the door, and I tell guys, hey, I'm like the wolf man. No matter what you hear, don't open this door.
Well, you're right. Because
It's like Miles Davis
I
getting
mean,
a
for a
heroin.
while, I felt bad for you for a while. You were getting accused of fathering almost every kid on the planet.
Oh, my
And
God.
taking DNA tests and everything.
You know how many tests I've taken?
Recently,
needs a
right?
blood transfusion.
Didn't like a year
I'm
ago?
surprised my own kids are mine.
I know. Like a year ago, did you have to take one again? Yeah, a year ago. Another one
Wow.
came out of the woodwork.
I did not know
And it
that.
wasn't even your kid. Why does everyone target you? And that's got to make your life miserable at home because
Now, are these people
You have
delusional?
no idea.
until the DNA test comes back.
You're in
I
hell.
mean, but sometimes it's insane. It's
But
really,
are these people delusional? Like you've never met them, you've never been in the same room
No, it's
with
like
them?
there's one, like, like everybody's got, like, every famous person has one stalker. I have one girl that I had sex with, like, 14 years ago.
Right, that one
and
we
she
know
won't
about.
go away.
And she kind of, yeah.
Yeah. But,
It's like,
but she gave the idea to other broads because now they're coming forward.
you know what's wild? Like, I love kids and I love my kids. And if I ever thought some crazy broad had my kid,
Right.
I'd get my kid.
Right. Right. You'd rescue that kid.
I would get my kid.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not just writing a check
Right.
to some fucking, no, it ain't going down like that.
Right. Now, do you admire, but first of all, I don't even know who you're backing for president. I have a guess, but I
McCain.
don't know. McCain.
That would be his guess, right?
That should be the new strategy. Like, every edgy black guy should start backing McCain.
Why not?
Just you know
to throw
why?
people.
Because
Because it's something different.
yeah, just because it's different and it'll hurt him. Like if Flavor Flav endorsed McCain, come on,
You would never
he'd
vote
have
for
to
him.
denounce.
Do you think Obama? Do you think Obama's going to win? Do you think he's really got the shot here, or is at the final analysis, are the white people going to go into the booth and go, "Wait a second, this has gone far enough"? I mean, it was fun when he got the nomination. That felt good. But this is enough nonsense already, and we cannot have a black president. Is that what's going to happen?
I don't think that's going to happen. Put it this way: Is America ready for the question? Is America ready for a black president?
That's right.
Is America ready for a regular black guy to be president? Hell fucking no. Are they ready for this extraordinary genius, charismatic guy who appears to have it all together?
Right.
Who's a drastic difference from a 72-year-old guy who's worth $100 million?
Right.
Who's friends with bankers? Yes. If America's not ready for that, then I feel sorry for America.
As a comedian,
How's that?
What is
How's that, Robin?
That's
That was good.
As a comedian,
I like that.
What is better
I'm
for
taking
you?
that.
See, I'd vote for a regular black guy.
You know what I mean?
You would
Was
vote for a
America
regular
ready
black
for a
guy.
black baseball player? No.
As a
But they were ready
comedian-
for Jackie Robinson, who
yeah.
was amazing.
That's true. As a comedian,
is true,
which is better for you? I mean, really, wouldn't it be better if McCain got in for you just so that you could mine that incredible, like, I can't believe America. They didn't vote for a black guy. I could
I've
see-
done those jokes already.
You
though.
did that already.
It's
You've done
time
with
for
that.
me to do some other jokes.
I see. So
You're willing to accept the turf you're given. You can work with it.
I can work with it. I adjust. I'm like Phil Jackson. I adjust. I
want to bring up the name of someone.
It's all adjustments, right, Artie?
It is.
I want to bring up the name of someone who died recently, Bernie Mac, who was a guest on our show
funny guy.
many times. Funny guy.
Funny guy.
And you worked with him in the movie Head of
I
State.
fell in love with him, too.
You fell in, and you had his baby.
They
That
never
was the
write about
co-star
that.
you fell in love with.
I really like Bernie Mac a lot.
I love Bernie Mac.
I used to have him on the show and stuff. So when you work with a guy like that, do you go to his funeral?
Yeah, I went to the funeral.
You went to the funeral.
Yeah,
Were there many celebrities there? Was it fun in a
It
way?
was. I wouldn't say it was fun. A 50-year-old guy dies. It's just no fun.
There's
But
no
yeah,
fun there.
But there were a lot.
But isn't it
There were a lot
fun?
of celebrities.
Yeah, he had a
Look.
big turnout.
You like when there's a nice group of celebrities that you can schmooze with, right? I mean, that's
It's
exciting
like
to you.
on the cartoons, the Super Friends hung out in the League of Justice.
Right. That's what it's like to be famous and to be around other people.
Absolutely.
At this point, do you only hang around with famous people? Do you only hang around?
No. I wouldn't say that at all.
I mean, when you
No, he hangs around with Mario Joyner, right?
Mario Joyner, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Artie.
When you went to the Bernie Mac funeral, who did you sit next to, and who did you get to schmooze
Who
with?
did I sit next to?
Take us into that exciting world.
Who was around me? This guy, Roland Martin from CNN.
Right.
Was near me. I think Jesse Jackson was probably right behind me.
Do you talk to Jesse Jackson? Do you say, hey, what's happening, or not?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, you said, what's up? And what does he say?
He says, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Fuck Barack Obama.
Does he start lecturing you that you use the
Nah,
N-word?
I mean, you start. He always has something, you know. There's always like, hey, I'm doing a rally for the guys that make rat traps in Seattle, and I need you to come down.
He always is hitting you up. He's always hitting you up to partake in one of his things.
He always has something. Yeah. Somebody's being oppressed somewhere.
Right, and what do you say to him? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll be there, and I give him that number.
All right. so in a sense, it's fun to be a celebrity and to go to these big celebrity events.
I wouldn't call Bernie Mac's funeral a big celebrity event.
Were you the biggest stand-up there? Were you the guy?
I don't think that.
You're the focus of attention?
No.
I went to Ed Bradley's funeral, and it was great.
I went to Ed Bradley's funeral.
You were there?
Yeah.
But you see, you were in the good seats.
Huge.
I was there, and I have to tell you, I got sat in the back, and I was furious.
With the other white folk.
And everyone said, look at Howard Stern.
You should have called me.
No, I tell you.
I'd have walked in there with you.
Were you given special seating to Ed Bradley's?
Yeah. I used to see it at the Knick games a lot. I mean, he interviewed. I did 60 Minutes twice.
Right.
And he interviewed me twice.
That's how I got to know him.
But they actually gave you a seat? They told you where to go?
He got I saw other celebrities getting special seating. I sat down in the back, and no one came over to me. Sharpton. Reverend Al Sharpton had 10 times better seat than I had. Everyone had a better seat than I had.
That's bullshit.
And I sat there, and I steamed. It ruined the whole fucking
funeral.
At a funeral. I was steaming.
You're mad at...
My seating at the funeral.
A man's dead.
I didn't care.
And you're mad at your seat.
You're not one to make it about you.
That's the problem with the world today,
I didn't even get the gift bag.
The gift.
I couldn't
Did you go to the after party?
The after party was quite good. No, I was so steamed from my seats, I didn't go to the after party.
Oh, my God.
This is exciting to have you here, and I should tell people.
Why is it exciting?
Because I'm excited about your new special
I'm excited
coming out.
you're getting married, Howard.
I would invite you right now, but I know. You know why I wouldn't have you
When
there?
is it?
I don't want to say on the air. But do you want to know why?
Is it in a month?
It's within a month.
Can I write it down and show it to him?
No.
Maybe you can go.
I don't want to show
I'm leaving. I'm in town. I'm in town all of October. Then I gotta. In the beginning of November, I gotta go do.
Can I tell you why? You know why I'm afraid to have you at my wedding?
Is it nearby or is it like in Long Island?
No, it's
in
Puerto
destination
Rico.
wedding. You have to.
Yeah,
fly.
I hate destination weddings.
Oh, me too.
There's no destination.
I hate destination weddings. Because, I mean, come on, half of weddings end in divorce, and it's like I lost a Saturday.
What if the destination is hell, though? It would make sense, right?
Well, that's the destination of all of them.
By the way, did you go to Eddie Murphy's destination wedding? Were you invited to that?
I did not. I was not, because I played. He got married on New Year's Eve, and I played The Garden New Year's Eve.
Because that was wild.
Here's my problem with you.
I wasn't there. Thank God. Imagine flying in for that one.
Here's my problem with you. I was going through the list.
This is my problem with you.
I've invited some celebrities to my. I've invited some celebrities to my wedding. You know, people who I've known over the years.
David Lee Roth.
No. and can I say something to you?
Beetlejuice.
The reason I didn't want you.
What's coming to your
The reason I didn't want you there, and this
is Jackie coming?
No. The reason
I'm sitting in his seat.
Yeah, Artie's taking his place.
Invite Jackie.
Here's my problem with you. You're gonna.
Where's Jackie?
You would show up, Jackie.
You can hear him here on what night?
Yeah.
Is he on XM or something?
It's called
Sirius. We are now Sirius XM. We've merged.
Is Jackie like the Shelley Long of fucking radio?
Yeah, we gave him an hour show just to keep him happy.
Just to keep him happy.
Oh, so you gave him a show?
It's called Joke Hunt.
It's a show.
Oh God.
Joke Hunt. See? You get it?
Jackie's Joke Hunt.
Jackie Joke Hunt.
So you gave Jackie a job?
Yeah.
You're a fucking good man.
I am a good man. But let me tell you this.
And you let Artie fucking.
Artie just takes off whenever he wants.
Artie's fucking cracked up.
Heroin guys love working on this.
And Jackie's like, I'm sober.
He is actually.
He is sober, actually.
Jackie's out there just tap dancing.
You knew. The reason.
You realize every time you're fucked up, Jackie's like, what do I gotta do?
And that's a lot of time.
I worked on it for 20 years.
Listen, the reason
Wasn't that bad?
The reason I would have a problem with you at my wedding is that you would sit and laugh at me.
I I'm not gonna
I'm
laugh
gonna make
at you.
jokes, you know, when I'm saying my vows.
Are you
and
gonna? Did you like write vows?
That's
like
right, I did.
Michael Bolton wrote them for you or something?
and profess my love for my woman. You're gonna laugh at me.
Really?
You're a cynic. What am I gonna do with you? I'm singing at my wedding.
But you're not. You're a cynic too. You're the biggest cynic in the world. Well, I mean,
but I don't need him
You
over
behave
my
yourselves
shoulder.
at wedding.
I don't need him over my shoulder.
Put him in the
goofing
back.
on me. How far can I get him away from me at the wedding? No,
Are
because
you getting married at Scores?
yes, yes.
How many weddings did you go to and laugh at people? I know you
I
laughed.
laughed at your wedding.
You laughed at me. You laughed. Oh, you know what you laughed at really bad? Through the whole wedding, Trump. Oh, you laughed at that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
You knew
well,
that
that
wouldn't
was with
last.
Marla.
That was with Marlon. I was right.
But a couple of other people. You laughed at almost every wedding for every guy that's worked here.
I was bitter. I was a different man. I wasn't.
Oh,
in
yeah.
therapy. Yeah. Listen.
But I think that Chris can keep a straight face. You went to Eddie Murphy's first wedding, didn't you?
Yes.
That lasted a while.
Well, he was playing
10 years is a great marriage.
You didn't
in
laugh while
show
he was
business.
playing his own music as he walked down the aisle.
Party all the time.
So, listen. What am I going to tell you? This guy would be goofing on me the whole time. I don't need
Hey,
that.
there could be people there goofing anyway. You didn't have to
You know, but the
invite Chris
difference
for
is,
that.
Robin, they're not funny. He'll say funny shit.
But this will be funny.
He's going to go
because
into
they
his
have good
routine.
subject
I'll put
matter.
him at a table, go into his routine about the old guy marrying the young woman.
Going back to
It's-
the
I
Oh,
don't
you
need
think
that
that's a
shit.
routine? I'm telling you.
What do I need that for?
She doesn't give guys that look. I got to commend her on it.
Now,
An old guy look.
let me understand something.
The I'm with the old guy
There's
look.
also one with the old rich guy look too.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Now,
Back off.
this is all new
He's
material.
paying the bills, but I do need dick. No, she does not give that look.
This is.
Girls have given you that look.
I'm glad you monitor all this.
You've experienced that look before.
Yes, I
where
have.
He
women
said he
give,
went with a couple of
give
them.
you those
You're
looks.
goddamn right. I
Hey.
did. Yeah. But you
He's
know what?
paying the bills, but dick's needed.
I
He
got-
actually bagged a couple of them.
I got something out of it.
Yeah.
Were you shocked by the news that Clay Aiken has now come out of the closet?
I'm so disappointed, Howard.
Yeah.
Clay Aiken gives that I'm with an old guy look a lot. When you see him.
He has admitted to being gay. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, good for Clay.
Yeah. Do you read those magazines? Do you read like Us
My wife
Weekly?
reads them.
Yeah. You don't read
like
them?
religiously.
Yeah, I read them all the
I
time.
read them when I work.
Yeah, it's
So,
exciting.
like, when I'm on tour, I read them, but just so I don't, you know.
Sure, I mean, it
have
gives you
something to talk
ideas.
about, but now.
Did you write your entire HBO special yourself, or do you have a team of guys
I
who work
write
with
the
you?
special, but I do call up guys and have them look at it, and they, you know, if they got to add on
I
a,
think
a
it's
tag, as we like to call them in the biz,
I
right,
think
Artie?
it's-
Yeah, no, he did. Chris is the most generous guy. I'm friends with several guys who write for him. Frank Sebastiano's
Sorry, Sebastiano's a good man.
he's one of my best friends.
I
So-
just had Frank Sebastian, like it was a week before. Yes, I write the special, but a week before the special, yeah, I just flew 5 guys into Vegas to watch.
You know what he does? He does, and
And
DePaulo's a guy.
if you can tag, if you can put an ad on, thank you. Go on.
Nick DiPaolo does that too with him sometimes, and,
Right.
and these guys call me up, and like a lot of times I work with them as well, or I go on the road with Nick a lot, and he'll say like the last time you were doing, maybe it was the Oscars, and he said, "No, I'm going to Tampa. Rock's flying us all into Tampa, like first class." And we're gonna watch his set at the club and just try to write with him. I mean,
Wow.
it buys him dinner. That's some nice
And
shit.
they get paid to do this, and it's a good gig. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but I
But
come
that's smart.
prepared.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't come.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said to Frank.
So this
I
is
said
the-
to Frank, is he ready? Like with the Oscars, he goes, all this shit is amazing. It's like he's gonna be fine, but
Right.
maybe there's a tag there.
So you're smart. You invest in yourself. It's a business. This is what it is. It's the Chris
you
Rock
invest
business.
in yourself, and
That's
yeah,
right.
you don't take it for granted.
You don't miss the days of Saturday Night Live, all those early days and all
no,
that
not
stuff.
at all.
Now you're in a good zone, and your TV show is still going,
It's
right?
going fine.
Everybody loves Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody
Frank writes
hates
for
Chris.
that.
Frank writes for that.
Frank
Yeah.
writes on that show. And was that 5 years already now? That show's been
just
on?
about, yeah.
Just about. So that's going to be syndication money.
It's gonna be fine.
That's going to be big.
Yeah.
It's like Seinfeld money.
Yeah, like McCain money.
McCain
for
money.
you.
It's going to be good.
Get that McCain money.
That's right. And so this is exciting time in your life.
It's a beautiful time. Howard.
Now, isn't it the most difficult? George Carlin used to say, for a comedian to come up with a whole new hour, that most of them can only come up with a new hour every like 2 or 3 times in their lifetime.
And he wrote 40 hours.
Yeah, he said it's almost impossible.
another
That's what
dead
they say
guy.
about another dead guy.
Another dead guy.
Didn't you like him?
I loved him.
He was a
as
good guy.
funny as they can. His last HBO special is probably one of his funniest top 3 specials he's ever done.
Did you get to hang out with him at all?
I never really got to hang out with him. I mean, I've been to shows and I hung out. I guess a little bit backstage.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, George wasn't the socializing type.
No. But
Cynic.
See, Chris knows how to hang out with people. I see.
You
he
think
used
so?
to he used to hang out with Rick Rubin, and he hangs out and he talks to these people. And Seinfeld, he goes to dinners.
Yeah, I
and-
think he's more like you. Like you knew Rick Rubin too, but I don't think you're with him that much. I mean, you know.
Well, we would go out and socialize a little bit, but I'm not good at it like Chris is. Chris loves to sit and talk to people and have a good time. I'm awkward with it.
Do you feel that you have to be funny, though, even in a social event? You know, like when people have you over for dinner or whatever, do you feel
I
like
almost
you need
never go to anybody's house for dinner.
Really?
It's very rare.
Yeah.
By the way, my father called me up the other day and yelled at
Very
me.
rare. If you call up, though, I'll come.
My father called me up and said after the Chevy Chase interview, he said, you know, you don't tell who is sitting there on the couch enough. You don't remind people who is sitting there, and I need you to do that.
Ah.
So he criticized me. So
Really?
we are sitting here with Chris Rock, whose new comedy special, Kill the Messenger, this
Kill the
Saturday
Messenger.
night, 9 o'clock.
Three countries, one special cut together.
Oh.
Rick
Oh,
Rubin
really?
came up with that idea.
Really? Why?
Rick Rubin calls me up and goes, okay, this is what you got to do. You got to separate yourself from the pack.
Right.
You should do a special. You should tape it in 3-4 countries and cut it together like one.
And that separates you out.
And when you see it, you'll go, wow, this is amazing. Because it's me in South Africa, in London, and in New York.
Wow.
What stage are you going through now? Are you still talking about marriage being horrible? Are you talking about pussy? Are you still using the N-word? Have you changed
Oh,
that?
please. I do one joke. You know, the NAACP did a funeral for the word nigger. Well, tonight's Easter.
Now, you're not offended
explain that to
you're
the Jews.
offended when a white guy says that to you, though, right? The N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Sal once came in here. He said,
Oh, my God.
Sal told me a story once. You know Sal who works on our show?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with I don't know how deep you
It's
go with
hard.
this
It's
show.
hard. If there's a cloud, I can't hear the fucking show.
Sound of stockbroker.
God forbid a tall building or something.
Sal once described to us that he saw you at a Kiss concert of all places. And he says he went up to you.
It was Beastie Boys.
Oh, the Beastie Boys
I
concert.
just saw Kiss, though. I was just in
Did you?
Vegas.
Well, Sal described, he said, he was defending his use of the N-word. He's a white guy. And he says to me, one time I was at a show, the Beastie Boys, and I see Chris Rock, and I said, hey, what's up, my nigga? And you loved it, he said. And I said, I doubt that Chris Rock enjoyed. He probably just didn't want to get started.
No, it was a bunch
with it.
of rowdy Beastie Boys fans.
Yeah,
and I
I
was
mean,
like,
what are you gonna do?
I didn't recognize Sal. I was like, all right, Sal.
Sal,
Yeah.
this was before you were a stockbroker.
Yeah, right.
And you think this was acceptable, and I told you it wasn't.
You're right. It wasn't acceptable, but I was under the impression that it was hip hop. You know, we both had
Stockbrokers. You see what happened?
Yeah,
Bear
exactly.
and I
Stearns?
didn't say that.
You see why the market's all fucked up?
Yeah. Well, he was a stock. What did you say? Explain to Chris what you did.
Chris was on a chair and he was doing like that black jig thing, like, and I was. I'm not
Irish jig. It's an Irish jig.
I don't mean
about?
it. I mean, he was moving, he was grooving.
Jigaboo? Is that it?
No, it was like
Being a boob.
No,
He
they call it
was
like you know,
dancing.
Chris, the lingo.
Wow,
But
that's
anyway,
amazing.
Lingo.
These guys think you're going to just be working forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know,
What I'm
man. You
talking
know the
about.
lingo.
You think it's okay to go up to a guy at a concert and use the N-word as a white man? Oh, there you guys are.
Wow.
Wow. There you actually are.
How long ago was that?
That's a
my
long
God.
time ago.
You're chubby.
yeah, I know.
And Chris is a baby.
Yeah. You look like a little kid.
Look at that flat
We got
top.
that
you got.
kid and play haircut back then.
Wow,
Chris.
look at that shirt.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You were loud.
Like a Joker from the cards.
Before I
But
got on-
Chris looks,
But
Chris
I
looks
didn't-
scared to death.
Well, why would you need to use the N-word? See, you're
You
like
know,
every white guy
I know, and I
who
hate
thinks
that.
that's acceptable.
You're right. You're right.
You hate that you're like every white guy, but you can't help it.
No, I feel like white guys, for some reason, feel like they're obligated. If they throw in the N-word and the black guy laughs, it's almost like psychologically
Why
they
try
got
it?
a
Weird
free
though,
pass.
like
It's wrong.
When people talk to comedians, I don't know about you or me, people curse around me more than I know they curse in real life. And,
Right.
They
and
want to seem edgy.
Like housewives tell me sexual things. Like I go pick up my kids from I take my kids to dance class. And it's like, I just got my salad tossed. Huh? What the fuck? Why would you tell me that?
Because
I think they
people-
wanna seem
people-
edgy or
people
something.
want
Or
you.
cool.
I
They're-
think
they're
people
cool,
have a
too.
fantasy. If they can convey to you inside of 1 minute how wild and funny they are, you're going to sweep them off their feet, and you're going to either put them in your act or you're going to put them on TV. I experience the same thing. I notice when I'm walking somewhere guys, even when they're with their kids, little kids,
Right.
will start like doing outrageous things with their children, or like trying to prove to me how great a dad they are. But like, yeah, you know, like the cool dad, and like, you know, they try to somehow to convey to me that they're right for the show, or they're somehow like me. And I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You know what was weird? I actually
There's no cool dad.
I was in back of I was in
not
back
cool.
of Chris.
You're just
this is-
Yeah.
Years ago, I had met Chris a couple times, but I wasn't going to bug him. I was in back of you at the Old Tower Records on the Upper West Side. You were buying stuff. I was about
That's a long time ago.
Right.
They don't have record stores anymore.
They don't, especially Tower, which is awful. But I was about 4 people in back of Chris, and I had met him with Norm and stuff, and I was like, I hate doing that. So all the kids are clamoring around at work day. They see Chris, they're like, we got to do something. And the kid thought of in his mind, it was probably a funny joke. I thought it was kind of cute, but it just seemed to annoy you. He came up to you with a piece of paper and a pen, and he said, hey, I thought you might want my autograph. And the kid gave his
that's
signature.
got to be a real winner.
That happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Really? Because I had never seen that before. And Chris just made it look like, what are you, a stupid? What the fuck is wrong with you? And the kid just looked away laughing. But with comics, because I work on this show and my act is like crazy rated R,
Right.
people will try to. First of all, they think people like me and you are with some crack whore every night. Like they don't
Right.
think, they think we're sexual deviants in some way, and
Do
they'll
people
try to
shove weed in your pockets a lot?
Dude, they
I
put
get
coke
so
in my hand.
much coke and weed.
Really?
and- yeah.
Wow.
They put coke in my hand.
And you don't need that.
I don't need that.
But Sal, the reason I brought you in,
I just came off tour. I mean,
wow.
Plus, I'm flying all the time, and I'm in other countries. I'm
And
like,
you can get
I'm like,
busted
oh,
for that.
shit.
Yeah, what if you forget they put it in your pocket?
Sal, I don't want to get distracted from Chris with you, but I just wanted to make the point. He doesn't like when
I
you say
understand
the
that.
N-word.
and-
That's what I was.
But
my
I will
point
say,
was.
I don't know if you remember, Chris. You were dancing on the chair I was dancing next to, and I looked
has
up
no
at you.
memory of it.
No, no.
How is he
recollection.
going to remember that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you were
And I
having
just
such
said-
a
I
great
just-
time together.
And
You
I
don't
just said,
remember?
Chris Rock. I go, what's a nigga like you doing at a Beastie Boy concert? And you looked at me and you go, shit, man, I love them Beastie Boys.
Oh,
So,
God.
see?
Wow,
And
that's
Wait a minute,
insulting.
wait a
And you know
minute.
what's wild? I
I saw
remember because I
this.
was with Tricky. You know
Right.
the guy Tricky, the musician, and I think he left right after.
Sal,
Like he literally
why does
leaned
it-
over. I'm gonna punch a white guy in the face.
Absolutely.
And just
Sal,
like
did you
left.
see
why does
Rochester
it,
or
hold on a
Chris?
second. Why does it always have to be racial with you?
It wasn't racial. It was like a
You're
camaraderie
an
type of
asshole.
thing.
It was racial. You see a black guy, you have to say nigger.
No, because
You
black.
didn't say that to a white
I
guy,
love
you
this
asshole.
show.
Stop it.
Right now, it's like a show.
Right.
Dynamic.
You guys are
I
like an
didn't say
old-fashioned
it.
radio show.
Listen, Robin, if Chris
It's
Rock.
like I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing right now.
All right, Sal, I proved my point. Thank you.
Yeah, but it wasn't
It's like
racial.
you-
That's my point.
It wasn't
You're an
racial.
No, it was. What do
you
they
just
call
need
that?
one of those sound effects things, and it starts.
So, Sal, go ahead. Understand my point.
It's a term of endearment.
All right, thank
That's
you.
it.
I'm sure.
Thank
It's like an old-fashioned, and Robin just jumped in there, and it was
Yeah,
just
it's
great.
great.
If,
By
if a
Sal.
white guy really says the N-word, he says it under his breath or in his car when he's driving down the highway. You don't say it to a black man's face if you don't feel comfortable enough where you could be friends.
Sal, everything
There's
you
a
say,
big difference.
everything you say is digging a deeper hole.
Yeah,
All right,
get
I don't
out.
understand that.
It's
No.
okay,
Get out.
Sal.
Get out, Sal.
All right, thank
We
you.
know,
Thank you,
we
Howard.
know, you're an idiot.
You
You're,
learn
you're
nothing.
Howard's friend, and I forgive all Howard's
He's
friends.
not my friend.
Howard is not having him to the wedding.
I'm not having him to my wedding.
Sal.
What a jerk.
Who, Howard or
Yeah,
Chris?
because he's not my friend. I'm trying to explain something.
Sal, do you see how that could be deemed defensive? You're claiming that the only reason you said it was because you felt comfortable around him. It was a friendly, hey
Yeah,
buddy,
I
what's
was
going
comfortable
on?
with the term because that's what they do. They use those words. You know what I mean? The blacks. It's a word that they use. I mean, it's a term of endearment. You know what? No matter what angle I take, this will be twisted. This will be spun into something different. I'm just a regular guy. I was having fun at a concert, and I threw the word out because I was comfortable with it, and I wasn't racist. A real racist wouldn't use that word. What kind of dance did he do? It was like a jig type of thing, like but it was a hip hop type of jig. It's like this. They was on a chair. He was just going. And what's that dance called? I don't know. It's a hip hop jig. You know, but I don't know what the hell.
No
Only
way.
guy who works here. I go.
I got a real problem with him.
It's not Howard. It's Beth. It's already starting.
No.
It's already starting.
Well, in a way, he's right, though, man.
Like Howard wouldn't have them.
Howard, say you
It's
can't.
already starting.
Howard, tell the truth. He's
It's
exactly right.
already starting. Do you see it starting already?
Listen to me.
It is Beth who doesn't want him.
It's because
He's an asshole, but you love assholes.
No,
You love assholes.
My
Look at
wedding
us.
is not the time for the asshole.
See, you are the same confused that Sal is.
Right. You're in the same
It's
boat as
already
Sal.
starting, Howard.
No, we'll see.
It's
I'm
hard,
doing
it's
okay.
hard living. It's hard working in a dictatorship and going home to a democracy.
Right. Well, you're right.
You're gonna have a hard time.
Don't we need to learn to live in a democracy?
I'm just saying,
All
there's
right.
gonna be a horrible a coup.
So when are you
That's
going to? So then why don't you get divorced and free yourself?
I'm doing fine, Howard.
Democracy is working for you.
I'm fine.
You're
I'm fine.
okay.
I
I
would
mean-
be a wreck without my wife.
You sure would. How
I'd be a
long?
fucking
How long
wreck.
have you been?
I'd be right next to Artie.
How long? How long have you been
Artie'd
married?
be my fucking sponsor.
That's fair, man.
How long have you been married now?
I've been married, I think, 11 years.
11 years. All right. Well, there you go. You're doing
11 blissful years.
Yeah,
great. You do look good. I'll tell you that. Yeah, you look good.
Artie, I'm gonna do it.
You think you've been around? You actually lived through the Chris Farley thing, which is a sad thing.
I've been through. Yeah.
Do you see a lot of the same traits with Artie?
I see some of it. Some of it.
What are you supposed to do? Everybody keeps telling us what
There's
to
nothing
do.
you can do.
Right.
There's
Thank
nothing.
you.
No. Here's what you can do.
Good.
Artie's gonna be like, I can't believe this guy's gonna say this to my
Go ahead,
face.
go ahead.
The only thing you can do is fire him.
And what does that do?
Well, Chris Farley's not dead because he's a coke addict. He's dead because he's a coke addict who can get his hands on 10 grand.
Yeah, but so Artie could get his hands on 10 grand without
He can
me.
get his hands on
That's
10
not
grand.
true.
No.
I mean, I know what he's saying.
If
No.
Artie lost his job, yeah. If he was really fucked up,
Right.
he'd be broke in 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. But
No,
he's
I know what he's saying. I mean, listen, my therapist, who I love, is
So it's
is
my
saying that.
fault?
No, he's just no, he's not. That's
And,
not the point.
when
He's
I
saying,
look at Chris Farley, the people I'm really mad with, that still I'll never forgive, are the ones that fucking just got them together. It's one thing to get a guy sober for himself, but there was so many people in Farley's life that literally just got him sober enough to work and make money for them.
right.
right.
And that's why he's dead.
Name them.
I'm not going to name them.
But I don't understand something.
So it's like, oh, we got to get him ready for, and it's like, oh, he got out to rehab on Wednesday and he's doing a movie on Monday.
Right.
Yeah, but let me understand
It's
something.
like-
So it's their fault that he died?
It's not their fault, but they are, if it, they're, I'm not even going to say enablers.
Enablers?
What's the word when your friend murders somebody?
Accessory to the fact.
They're definitely accessories.
So, I mean, I know for a fact, I work with Artie.
Because you
and
just wanted to work,
I love working with Artie, and we have a great time
You
together.
guys have a great.
So you're telling me I should
all
fire
right.
Artie?
I got a question.
Chris, could I have a ride home?
I'm just saying.
I have a question.
No, I know what he's saying, and I don't blame him.
Artie has never. We go through this all the time. Artie has never fucked up to the point he's fireable.
Well, I miss days. I mean, no,
But
come on.
everybody misses a day here and there. You've
Not in
never
here.
been consistently.
Okay, then- so you
you've
would call
never
yourself-
got to
you're-
the warning track.
You're a functional drug addict.
Well,
That's what
well,
it is.
except that I missed
I
a
have
week
friends
once.
that have been on crack for 20 years.
I'm not on crack.
30 years.
But heroin's worse.
That
And they're
are,
able to
are like
function.
electricians and sheet metal and like
Pilots,
I mean, they live with their mothers and stuff like that.
Right.
But
they're
they,
able to
but they
function.
actually make it to the job
Right.
long enough. And I know a cop who's been,
So if you have
Listen,
a,
but the reason thing,
Just gonna
listen,
get his-
what happened to
so-
me, it affected my work in a sense that the last time I fucked up, I couldn't make it to the Bob Saget roast,
That's
which I
not
promised
us.
I would. I know, but still. But the one week 3 years ago, I didn't come in here without calling you. You know, I mean, that's fireable.
that's fireable. That's most jobs
True.
would fire you for that.
well, I
but
don't know.
I don't-
I don't get that uptight about that.
But did we know it was heroin then? No.
No.
We actually thought you had a problem.
Who the hell knew? I knew it was heroin. I'm not even here.
So, why
I'm not even here.
Why didn't you call?
I don't even know if I'm serious. I'm like,
Please.
I knew it was
You
heroin.
want to know
I
something?
didn't know it was
When
heroin.
Artie,
Well, Artie
tells
hasn't
me,
been here all week.
each time Artie tells me
Cokes a
that
day. Coke 2 days.
yeah, but each
What do
time
we know about drugs.
Call me
What do
naive.
you know? There's drug addicts in here every day.
Call me naive, and I know you're trying to be funny, but call me naive. But every time he's called in sick, I believed he was sick.
Now, for
I
the
did.
last few
I did.
times, I said to everybody, I think Hardy's using, but I wasn't sure.
Fuck sick in show business, really.
Right.
Really? How fucking sick are you in show business? To
You
not
never
know
had a
fucking-
cold or
a radio show?
never had a-
I was sick when I was a longshoreman.
Yeah, exactly. I was sick when I worked at Red Lobster.
All right,
Never
so Artie, what you're
sick
saying is
on
if you ever
stage.
call in sick again, you're on heroin.
No, I can't say that, but you could assume it. I wouldn't be mad if you
Listen,
assumed
I don't mean to
it.
make this all about Artie.
No, I know, but listen, I'm not mad that he's saying that. As a matter of fact, and I don't think you should fire me, but I don't know what to do.
Don't fire him.
You
but
don't
I
know
mean,
what to do.
Well,
either.
I'm
when
just
you
saying.
talk about Farley, you used to say,
I love Farley.
I know you did, and I thought he was great. But the thing is, I didn't know the guy. But you used to be the funniest sketch I ever saw the guy do was when he was the Chippendales dancer, and you hate that sketch. You said it was they were using him. I don't see that.
Here's the thing. The sketch is funny. I'm not going to sit here and say Farley
funny.
dancing as a Chippendale dancer isn't funny.
Yeah.
But at the end of the sketch, the guy comes up to Farley and goes, "You're fat and disgusting," and blah blah. So it's Farley standing next to
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Well, guess what? If the guy goes to Patrick Swayze and goes, "You're just not our type. We like our dancers to be more like so and so here," it's still funny.
Right.
And Farley feels better about himself. But this guy's fat, he's naked, he's standing there, and he just danced for you.
Right.
He's fucking fat, he danced for you, damn near has a heart attack. Let him win the fucking thing.
Well, you know what, though?
It's like when they
I
would
don't
write
see
me
it that way.
a slave sketch.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I'll do the slave sketch if the slave fucking rules the world at the end of the fucking sketch.
Well, this is why.
Give
This
you
is
your
why.
dignity is what you're
yes,
saying.
But this is great, though, because
How's that?
I do want to talk to Chris about this.
But you're saying it hurts Farley's feelings?
I'm saying Farley had a thing. A lot of Farley's problems were connected to the fact that he really felt, you know, and guess what? All of us, every guy in here that comes into money and whatever, and that didn't get laid in high school or whatever, you know, he felt ugly. He didn't feel attractive. He didn't feel like people really wanted to be around him. And that sketch kind of fed into that shit.
All right, fair enough.
Can I
How's
just say
that?
one thing about
Yes.
the sketch? I know the sketch.
Funny
I know,
motherfucker.
I know the guy who wrote the sketch, Jim Downey, who you know.
Right.
So Downey is a friend of mine because I met him doing
I love
a
Downey.
movie with, and he's a real bright guy. And of course, Chris is one of the funniest minds ever. But he told me about that, and he said people would say exactly what you said. It should have ended. And he said the reason the sketch is unique is that everybody thinks, okay, they're going to give it to the fat guy. He just, and this is where he's being cruel a little bit, but he says the funny part is it's not that ending. It's like, no, we're taking Patrick Swayze, and then he's like cool with it, and the guy insists on telling him why. Well, we're taking him because usually the dancers are in good shape. You're a disgusting slob. You're fat
Right.
and ugly.
I
We
don't know. Comedians
which is
use-
all well and good if you're in a fat suit or something.
Jackie
But
Gleason.
due to a fucking living person,
Right, I know, man.
sucks.
I mean, there are a lot of guys who
It's
did.
true.
Chris Farley did physical humor, and the fact that his fatness was an asset in a sense in doing his physical
Well, Chris
humor.
is saying leave it at that. You don't have to have the ending. where it's
I like Danny DeVito.
Right.
You know I like Danny DeVito? They never mention he's short in any fucking movie.
not even twins.
He's like, fuck you.
Right.
I'll do your movie.
But Danny,
Take this short shit out.
Danny was the piece of shit left over from Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Twins, and it's hysterical. And I'm sure Danny has those feelings inside of himself, but that's not the reason.
Yeah, but
that-
what they do when, there's some decent Danny DeVito movies, and he's funny in Taxi.
Right.
There's 800 things to make fun. Why go to the obvious last
All
thing?
right, fair
But
enough.
guess what? You're on late radio. What do? 6 hours a day?
Yes.
Of course you think go to the obvious thing. You got all this time to fill.
You do,
But if you
that's
had
right.
one fucking hour a week,
You could do better.
You'd
You
fucking,
could rise-
you would never go there.
and you
You
had
could
2
rise
weeks
to
to
the
write.
occasion.
Right. You would
Right.
never go there.
I would go there. Look, I don't care. I don't give a shit about
He's
anything.
making the point that, the ugly girl doesn't want to play the ugly girl and have her looks maligned.
But I was that guy
in
on the show every
public
now and then.
all the time.
I wanna-
Every now and then I would just like pull a sketch. You can't give that
It
to
says
her.
it says here you
Are
have.
you fucking crazy?
It says here you have 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure I get to
On
this.
fucking XM radio? What the fuck? On Sirius? Sirius?
No, it says here that you have to leave in 5 minutes.
Oh,
it's not
do I-
me. It's not
oh.
coming from
You're
me.
the one who's busy.
You're
Stay
the
for forever if you want.
What are you doing the rest of the day, first of all, to promote your new HBO special?
I guess I got some radio, and I got to go do Regis, and, you know.
Are you going to do Regis?
Yeah, I'll go
okay.
do Regis.
So listen to me.
Go Obama.
I read it. All right. I read a thing where I thought it was a terrible thing that was done to you.
Oh, boy.
You were in South Africa.
Oh, this is horrible.
I can't believe what I read. And I screamed about this when I heard about it. It happened about a year ago. You were in South Africa. They had a show like Punked, like
Yes.
like Candid Camera.
Yeah.
And they decided to play a joke on you.
Right.
The joke, in a nutshell, was that they were accusing you of being over in South Africa, that you raped a minor, a teenage girl.
Okay,
and,
let me.
and they set you up.
Funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's what happened.
That's
when I
skit.
Yeah.
You know, in America, punked is, you know, your car has a dent in it.
Right.
Right, you stop for a traffic
Your
violation.
credit card doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
In Africa, punked is your kids are dead.
Right.
You're going to jail for a rape. They said I had sex with a girl in London, a
Right.
minor in London.
Right.
But that's why I locked myself in the room.
Right.
And that's why I was able to get rid of this stuff so fast. I was like,
Right.
oh, I'm not fucking nobody.
Right.
So I didn't have to, like, go check or,
Right.
you know, do anything.
Maybe I did something crazy.
Yeah, I
right.
was like, I'm on with PornTube
But
in my
could've-
room.
I mean, you
Unless
could
you're
have.
sleepwalking, you didn't do anything.
If somebody ever accused me of that in a joke, I would probably kill them. I'm not shitting you. If somebody fucking did that to me, that's how angry I'd be. If somebody even made that accusation about me, I don't see the joke in it. I don't see the humor in it.
It pissed me off. It just pisses you off just because you got to deal with, you know, because of your family and all that.
But they
stuff.
went as far as to drag you into a courtroom.
No,
with a
no, they
fake
tried.
judge?
They tried to drag me in a courtroom. They had all these people set up.
Yeah.
So they had like a fake judge. They had fake cops. They had a fake courtroom.
Oh, so it was
They
all
had all
fake.
these things. They just
Yeah, but he
didn't-
doesn't know that at the time.
No, I'm just saying.
But
it
I
wasn't
lucked.
a real
I lucked up because I knew I hadn't fucked anybody.
Oh, all right, okay.
If I had
But
fucked
still,
anybody, I would have been
let's-
like, "Oh
let's-
my God, did you
But
know?"
let's
I'd
say
be
they
like,
made a false accusation even, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. I mean, that would make me stressed out.
I thought it was Joyner because Joyner was with some girl.
Right.
And I thought like
That was great. It's not me, it's Mario Joyner.
Yeah, I was like, it must be what he, you know. I was
Right.
just like,
But did you sue them over this? Did you?
I just got, you know, when you just get the fuck out the country. I mean, it was just
scary.
It was my first day when I got to Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow,
but the rest of it went fine. It
And you
was
think
great.
Africa would be a fun place?
South
wouldn't you?
Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa's no fun.
You know.
So when you did your HBO special, you went to all these countries. You recorded your show. Which country was the best country to do your show in?
London was pretty cool. You should go to London, Artie.
I've done stand-up in London, actually. I
Did
got a
they
laugh.
get
I got
a-
a laugh from saying hello because of my accent.
A lot of your humor is uniquely American and about American culture. It went over okay.
You know, it's weird because of the internet.
Everything's the same.
Everything's the same. I can't believe your show has to be on in other countries now.
It
A lot
is
of
the
people,
internet.
yeah, because of the internet.
There's money to be made, my friend.
Well,
it's out there.
I'm trying to make some money.
That
They'll find
get that McCain money.
That's right. So,
Get that McCain money, baby.
all right. So you got a lot of things to get to. I won't.
7 houses.
I won't hold you up.
How many cars? 50 cars?
15 cars.
That's true, man.
McCain's on Cribs next week.
I think he convinced me to. I was on the fence. I think he brought me to the Barack camp. What does McCain know about anything?
Nothing.
You know,
I
Barack's got $1 million. McCain's got $100 million.
Right.
So you're saying the real elitist, the real guy who can't relate to people is McCain.
I'm saying a guy with $100 million don't care about losing half his money.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
a guy with $1 million's like, hey,
And Palin, you must be a fan
let's
of.
get this economy right.
You must be a fan of Sarah Palin, right?
I thought it was that was my joke. It was such a. I thought Al Davis made the pick. It was so bad. It was just it was such a bad pick.
That was the worst possible person he could get, right?
It was just.
That's a great mix of
She
sports
doesn't
and
have-
politics.
She doesn't have a. She really doesn't have a lot of experience in Alaska, and it must have shocked
And
you.
you know what? I'm not gonna like shit on Alaska or anything like that. It's just the fact that they won't let her speak
Right. Says something.
says everything you need to know.
They're
Like,
hiding her away right
They
now.
literally, you can only do interviews with Access Hollywood.
Yes.
You know.
Do you talk about a lot of current events in the new special? You talk about it. I like
You
when
know,
you
I got some.
talk about Britney Spears at all. Any of this kind of stuff? She's a horrible mother, right?
She didn't make the cut.
She's a bad mother.
Well, I wouldn't say she's a bad mother. I mean, it's weird that MTV, they had this awards the other day, and they're like, ooh, this guy's talking about the Jonas Brothers and all this bullshit. It's like, you're honoring a girl who won't take care of her fucking kids. Are you fucking kidding me?
By the way, listening to that guy at the VMAs, you miss Chris
You know, I'm
Rock.
like, come on. It's like, it's like they take white kids quick.
Yes.
Immediately, like, we got to get these white kids to safety.
You rarely
Meanwhile,
see a woman lose her children.
Whitney and Bobby are like, nobody cares. They got kids.
When you watch the Video Music Awards now, it's not what it was when you did it, right?
Music's not what it was.
No.
What the fuck happened?
That guy took his approach of roasting like the boy bands and stuff, but he wasn't funny, man.
He's a funny guy. That guy's a funny guy.
He is?
In
He's
movies.
a funny guy.
I've never seen him do.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that show's just.
What is it, Fafa Fui? Am I beginning with the heave-ho? Are you a Met fan?
I'm a Met fan. Yeah.
Artie says
That's
all Met fans.
Seinfeld's fucking influence.
You think he's influencing Chris?
Chris can't pick a team on his own.
He's a Brooklyn guy, Dodgers, National League, right?
Artie says all Met fans are gay.
No. My
Not what he
dad
says.
No, in baseball in the old days, the American League didn't take black players.
Right.
So there was a time in baseball where the National League won the All-Star game like 14 years in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, they had the black guys.
Do you know that?
So that's why you are a National League fan.
So I got to go with National League.
What is it,
I
Gary?
got to tell you, Chris was involved in one of my favorite baseball moments in the history of baseball. You threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium.
God.
Him and Adam Sandler, right? It was for, I think, whatever, what's the Burt Reynolds?
Longest yard.
Longest yard. So both of them go to the mound. They both wind up. Adam throws the ball, goes right to the catcher's mitt. Chris's ball goes like into the
Dribbles?
7th row.
Oh, no.
It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Were you not a great athlete, I assume?
I was horrible as an athlete.
Join the club. I would never throw a first ball out because I'd humiliate myself. You must have known.
You figure it's just
Yeah, but
to the
you,
catcher.
And Sandler's got a good
They
arm.
didn't say play 3 innings, Howard. They
but
just
you
said throw
know,
the fucking ball.
you know whether or not you can accurately throw a ball. You should never have done
tested it. It was just I got nerves.
Did you practice?
Plus, there's a little competition with Sandler.
Well, he's got a good arm. He's an athlete.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
that. Stay away from that shit.
Do you realize that the Boston Red Sox, though, talking about Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in '47. The Red Sox didn't have a black player until '68, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I mean,
amazing.
that's
That's the
20
American
fucking
League.
years.
That's
And
amazing.
That's
the
the
Yankees,
American League.
the Yankees didn't get Elston Howard till '62, right? Something like that.
What is it, Gary?
He's gotta go.
All right, he's got to go. Check out Chris, HBO.
Check out Howard's wedding.
Yeah, well, you would have been there, but what am I going to do
Do you
with
feel bad that you talked yourself out of the wedding?
Could you behave yourself at my wedding?
I wish you well. I think she's a great gal. I just,
Could you
your
behave-
life's going to change, and I know you love your life now.
Could you behave yourself at my wedding and not goof on me?
I could have a great time at your wedding. I just know how happy you
I'm
really
happy.
are.
Why would I get married if I'm not happy? I'm happy.
Because you're a guy. Here's the thing: when you're a Howard Stern, or you're one of these guys, you have strippers on and porn stars on all the time.
Yeah.
When you are with a woman, people don't give that woman the utmost respect. They assume you're like with another floozy.
Right.
So guys like Howard get married a lot. This might be his, this is.
So be it. So I'll be married a couple of times. That's what I told Beth. Things go wrong, we'll try it with someone else. That's it. I'll keep going around and around.
You got a good prenup.
There you go. What can I tell you?
I'm glad he
We've
I'm
run
glad
out
he
of
ain't
time.
coming because
How is that? How are those negotiations?
We've come around full circle to your.
You think this buyout's going to be hard?
All right, Chris, we've had enough of you.
I'm glad he ain't
know
coming. I ain't giving no toast in front of him.
No, he can stay home that night.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you're out. All right, we'll be back right after these words. The great Chris Rock.
I love the prenup talk. It's like, but you have nothing. I'll pay all your bills. It's 100 times more than you have.
Imagine what's
I just feel that we should share everything, and I'm sharing everything with you. What are you sharing with me? What the fuck?
You know what?
I'll give you all I have. What do you have?
You think you could do this at my wedding, this routine?
What do you have? I'll get you to everything you have right now.
I got to get you out of here.
I got to rewrite my toast. He took it all.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back right after these words.
Chris, I think you've completely freaked out Howard.
That's my job.
You mentioned the old man, I'm with an old man look.
Yeah, girls give me that I'm with an old guy look sometimes.
So Chris, right after you talked to Sal Stockworker, you said, I'm looking around this room and I wish you could see what I see. What is it that you see in this room?
Yeah, because it was like Howard and Robin, it's like an old-fashioned radio show. They're kind of like Burns and Allen or something. It was really, I saw them doing shtick.
There's nothing
they didn't
else
know
like
that I could tell they were doing shtick, but they were doing shtick. It was really good.
So there's nothing else like this show?
There's nothing like it at all.